Hey everybody, how is it going? I left my coffee in the other room. I'll be right back. Wait, no, I didn't. My coffee's in there on the table. What do I need to do? Ah, it's my tablet that I need. I will rummage through here. Oh crap, where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Okay, and we're here. Hey guys, how's it going? Oof, I don't know what I did or if this is just what being a grown up is like. Either way, I'm not digging it, but my back is killing me. And like I can't even take like a full deep breath. I think maybe I just slept on it wrong, I'm hoping. But it just feels like there's like a balloon underneath, like right here, pushing against my rib and my shoulder. And friggin' hurts. And I'm like even just laughing, and I don't know if I slept wrong or if I've been sneezing a bunch and I think I might have pulled a muscle. But it's frustrating, mildly frustrating, to say the least. But I'm very happy to be hanging out here with you guys today. Hey Jody, hey Lisa, hey Tanya, hey Joe, hey Bev, hey Isha. It's I don't know, what is the temperature today? It's jacket weather outside, certainly. But it's like, I don't know. The snow's melting. I'm just ready for it to be warm. And also, Randy and I just got done cleaning for like 2 hours. We were going to clean for 4 hours, but it took us 2 hours to get really warmed up and then actually cleaning. Um, if that makes sense. It's 46 out today. So basically, and it's Fahrenheit, pretty balmy. Like, it's not bad. But the heater isn't having to kick on every couple of minutes, so that's pretty nice. But I'll probably cool down here in a little bit. Um, ooh, geez, Louise, though. Like, I feel like if I could just pop it, it would be all better. Bev says cleaning won't have helped the shoulder. It actually did a bit. Like it helped kind of loosen everything up. But then it's like as soon as I sit down and I'm still for like 5 minutes, that's when it starts hurting really bad. Who's he talking to up there? Sorry, Randy's up in his, it might be muscle cramp thing. Yeah, I don't know. Randy used the wall on me. It's like the WHAL. It's like a massager with like different heads, that a percussive massager. And that was really nice. But again, like as soon as I don't know. So I'm just gonna keep sitting here making faces at you guys. Deborah says, "Got my order. How can I tell you how generous you are?" Oh well, Deborah, you're so patient with us all the time. Especially, I know I'm really bad at like answering messages and stuff, and because I had read your message and completely forgot. Like I had replied in my head, and then went about my day, and then before I knew it, it was like a week had gone by and I hadn't replied to you, and I was like, and so I just chunked some in there in your order. So I'm glad that you liked it. How do I even find? I'm trying to pull up the comments on my tablet. That way we can get to it because we do have quite a bit of wire wrapping to do today. But the thing is, I don't even know how to find my own posts. And quite frankly, I feel like if I, as the content creator here on this channel and stuff, can't figure out, how do I expect y'all to? So shoulders need to move at least a bit or it'll freeze, and that's a pain I don't wish on my enemy. Hey Yvette, how's it going? Ooh, hey Gary. So I've been making some of these guys for some necklace components. So I was thinking about working on a wire wrapped necklace today. Ooh, coffee. Cheers, y'all. I've been drinking tea all morning. But coffee just has a different, Like, I know it's still technically just hot water with, like, stuff steeped in it. But it has a different mouthfeel than tea. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no, yeah, it's just hot water with stuff steeped in it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. It's all the whipped cream and crap that I put into my coffee that makes it have a different mouthfeel. I'm discovering. Um, Bonderlings. Ooh, biofreeze. That would be cool. You're just like that, Red Kill. Don't yuck my yum unless I'm force feeding it to you. Okay. Okay, jeez. And I'm too cheap to go to a chiropractor. Yeah, it's gotta just be a muscle thing. It just feels like a constant Charlie horse right in that muscle. Okay, I'm gonna stop bitching about my shoulder. I don't even like. Is it my shoulder or does that count as back? Oh, also, y'all, I plucked my beard yesterday, and I'm like baby butt smooth, except for the like 5 hairs that I missed. But I'm very excited to be a slightly hairy baby butt all over my face. Aim low, and you'll never be disappointed. Okay, so let's see. Hey, Brianna, how's it going? Bro, I got a mustache, it's just invisible. That's how mine were for a while, and then they all got super heavily pigmented. And I was like, what is this? What is this? And they were like, hey, what's up? And I was like, you don't live here, you don't pay rent. And they didn't. Tanya says, I hate tea, tastes like dirt to me, and coffee needs to be drowned with sugar and fat, so the bitterness doesn't make me cringe, so I can't relate. Right on. To each their own. For the longest time, I couldn't drink herbal teas, and I was like, I'm the worst hippie ever. But I was like, this is just, like, yucky. But it actually turns out I like herbal tea only brewed for, like, 2 minutes, with no sweetener in it. But I was brewing my herbal teas the same way I was brewing my black tea, which is for, like, 4 to 5 minutes at a time. So not all teas are the same, I think. Hello! Hey, Connie, how's it going? And seeing peppermint tea, to me, Francis, just, I don't know if it's the way that I make it, but it just makes me feel like I'm drinking toothpaste water. So again, that's why we each get our own cup at the tea party, is so even if you just want Dr. Pepper in your cup, which is Randy's case, that's perfectly fine. Plant juice. Okay, so the way that we did this, because I'm kind of prototyping designs for next month's Patreon packages, because we are trying really hard to get ahead, just in general. Ooh, yeah, I bet. But we have components like this coming in March's Craft Along kits. This was actually our very first prototype. You could tell by all the dog hair because it's been here the longest. But there was a lot of wasted space in the original cut design. Oh, hey, Ashley. Not a whole lot. We've just been talking tea and coffee and Dr. Pepper and whatnot. But there was a lot of wasted space in this original design, so I decided to go ahead and do just concentric circles, because I feel like there's a lot of different ways that these can be used, either stacking them inside of each other to make little donut beads, or filling them in entirely as like a wire wrapped cab, or and I can't find them, but we had made some on Tuesday maybe, I don't know, but where you can connect them together to make like little bubble necklaces or something. I don't know, like I think it would be cool though to be able to have like coming off of each side and just use them as you know, links, like big wooden links. But it was a nice way to make something out of that empty space. So the way that we're making these is we just have, I removed this segment, which we then filled with resin, but left 2 spots open. Right on, Metatron. Aw, well thanks, Bev. Yeah, horseshoe, crescent moon, however you like. I really like, Randy thought it looked like he's like, that reminds me of a Metroid from, well, the Metroid games. But it's taking like 12 inches, 10 to 12 inches of 16 gauge wire. Onia asks, "Hey Onia, can you only use wood in the glow forge?" No, you can also use acrylic and rubber stamp material, and leather and cardboard and foam. It can cut through just all sorts of stuff. But it can't it can't cut metal. It can only etch metal that's been like anodized. We're sticking to wood here initially because that's what we have. Um, and it's I don't know, nice and organic-y, and whenever we use acrylic, it makes the house smell like burning plastic. So I'm gonna wait until the summer to work more in acrylic. But I really like the wood, the kind of look and effects that we can get with it. But we bought the materials in bulk, so that way, if we mess up too, I can just compost it. Whereas the acrylic costs about 6 times as much as what the wood does, per sheet. And so I figured I wanted to work out all the different designs and stuff before trying it on something significantly more expensive. Right on. I like them too, Onia. They make me pretty happy. Like, I'm really into moon stuff, and I was really proud to have designed from scratch actually in Inkscape this design. Excuse me. Sorry. Also, by the way, I'm like super runny nose this morning, but I'm finding the center of our wire and giving it a nice 90-degree bend. And then I'm actually going to come this way. There's 1 plier width and 2 plier widths. It sounds like Randy's on the phone. I don't know if he's on the phone with somebody, which is very unlike him, or if no, yeah, he's on the phone with somebody. Okay. And then, and even then, I didn't really get it centered. But it's really hard for me to get like this part right. I guess if I used a ruler, we could do it. Red Cal says, I haven't used Inkscape. I use GIMP or another program I can't think of the name of. Right on. I like Inkscape because it lets me set the line thickness, which I don't know if I can do that on GIMP. And it also gives me a nice difference between what's being engraved and what's being cut. So I can go through and kind of designate which lines and stuff. But again, it could just be my ignorance because I don't actually know very much about Inkscape either. And that those things may be very easy to do in GIMP or Photoshop as well. Super nosy. I wonder who Randy's talking to. Oh, are you? boycott in Photoshop. If it had to be Inkscape specifically or just a certain file format. It takes SVG files, though technically I think you can just throw in a JPEG, and it will. Gosh, sorry, I can't even take it. Can't even take a deep breath. What was I saying? I think you can just put in a JPEG, but I'm not certain. There's a whole lot of just me functioning out of ignorance with the Glowforge. But it's honestly, even if we did just what we're doing with it for the rest of its lifespan, which will hopefully be a long time because it is the most expensive thing I've ever bought in my life. But no, I didn't trim that even at all. Well, at least it didn't go in my coffee. But even if we just stick to simple stuff like this, it's doing exactly what we need it to do for Patreon, and like it was really fun to get to be able to do this. Was this a week ago with you guys? Time is a construct. I have no concept of time passage. Okay, so I'm gripping as close to the tip of my pliers and as close to the tip of my wire as I can, and just kind of cinching that around because I just wanted something that would hold the moon steady. Oops. Oh no. Well, that's what I get for reading comments and wire wrapping at the same time. Whoa, right in my face. So it's asymmetrical, but I kind of like it. Hey Sarah, how's it going? It's like that week between Christmas and New Year's. It doesn't exist. What? I think I missed something. Silhouette Studio for my SVG is so much easier. Right on. Gotcha. Also, if you have an older model of Photoshop, you're required to upgrade. Older versions don't work anymore. Oh, geez. Hey, Jim. So now that we've done that, we can come through with some scrap wire. Let's see. I want to grab some scrap in the same gauge. And I'm just going to feed through the back side. And this way we can get the effect of it being top drilled without it actually having to be top drilled. There we go. And I haven't been able to catch a stream in forever. Right on. We've been up to no good, basically. But having a good time at it. Trying to think. Big stuff that's in the works is we inherited the house, so that was a huge stress off of our mind. Like, we did not realize how much stress that was, just constant on the back of our minds. So it was really nice whenever we inherited it to be like, oh my god, this is taken care of. And so that enabled us, because we were afraid. We were like, are we gonna have to move? Like, where are we gonna go live? Like, for it's it can't even articulate how much stress we were under. Just constant worry and concern of like, how are we going to anything? Like, how are we going to keep our business going? Where are we going to live? What are we going to do with our dogs? Like, because we were worried if we were going to have to get an apartment. It's like, oof, how are we going to be able to afford it? Just one thing after another. But everything turned out okay, and not just okay, but everything turned out for the best, I think. Oh, sorry. Not to be making like funny noises in y'all's ear, I'm just stretching. So that's how I do that little cross beam. It reminds me of little like Shrek ears. So I'm going to do that same thing on this side. Those are about the same length, so we'll see how that goes. But I do like using my mandrel pliers for this because it keeps the loop the same size. Whereas if I were to do this with my round nose pliers, since they're tapered, not by much, Ashley. See, kitty. Can never unsee the Shrek. If I were using my round nose pliers, it would have tapered because they're tapered. Ah, thanks, Rebel. Also, I'm stacking the wire inwards. That way it's not rubbing on the skin. Oh, nosy question that you can absolutely ignore. Did the insurance thing get worked out? I've been worrying about you guys with tornado season approaching. Well, no, it didn't. And it turns out that the house was only insured for liability insurance. So, if we burnt down, if anything, like the house is so old and in such bad shape that until we put like $20,000 to $30,000 into it, no one will insure us with like actual coverage because they're like your house is like one strong wind away from falling down. It's non-insurable between the sinking foundation and the electric and the fact that like the siding is like you can walk up to the siding and if this is our house and this is the siding you can just and it just peels off. So we are trying to get liability insurance that way if somebody like trips on the sidewalk in front of our house they can't sue us, or if the mailman trips on our front porch, like it's mostly just a liability thing to cover our asses, and that's what was in place initially, but they still have not called us back. So it was one thing that sometimes it can actually be a little bit more convenient to work with the big box like State Farm and stuff. um Nah, Bev, we're just putting all of our resources towards uh, saving up for getting out of debt and getting a new home because we don't know we don't know what the market's going to look like in like 3 years, but we really want, like, it's dream time again, you guys. We dreamed a dream with y'all not too long ago about Craft Along Con. And then the places that we were looking at, they were quoting us up in, I think one of them was like, one in St. Louis was like $24,000, which wasn't so bad, but it was for the bare, well, okay, I say it wasn't so bad, but compared to the 38,000 that a place in Springdale, Arkansas wanted. So I was like, oh, that's better, but it's still, horrible. Like that's way too much money. So Randy and I got to thinking, we were like, well, let's put on Camp Craft Along, because a lot of y'all had suggested like campgrounds and Girl Scout camps and different things like that, and we were like, well, let's do that. And so we were looking at campgrounds, and we found one in particular that's a good distance from our house, like a reasonable distance. It's not like we're gonna have to be driving 4 hours to our own event. Like we'd like something local-ish, that way if we've forgotten something at home we can go back and get it. It is our first time putting on an event. But we don't know, we haven't heard back from them yet about how much it's going to cost. And Randy and I, in the very early years of our relationship and of us starting our business together, one of the dreams that we would talk about to keep each other awake while he was driving to shows and stuff was for us to have like our own hotel. And we were like, oh, we could do it this way, and we could have each room be a different theme. And then the more we thought about it, we were like, well, what if we just did a campground? Because it's you dream a dream and then you let it evolve. And this was like 10 years ago that we were having these dreams. And that dream came back up whenever we were like, well, what if we were the venue? Like, because 30,000 for a weekend at an event, like, we could buy our own land. Like there's acreage around here that's like, 3,000 an acre, and it's nice land. Like, we found it as low as 1,400 an acre, and we could just, put up our own building and have our own venue. Um, and it was always kind of mutually agreed upon that we would have, uh, at least 20 acres is our goal. And we're like, well, what if we just make our own private campground that we host Camp Craft Along out of? And that way we can have our homestead, we can have our animals and stuff, and just have the events basically at home. Um, that way we don't have to, I was trying to find a compromise between all the different facets and aspects of our life that we wanted to have together. Um, and this kind of seems to be, yeah, cover your own ass, Sarah, for sure. Um, Gotcha. Ooh, Rebels has been trying to wrap with square wire again. Most of it is flying down the garden now, following my temper tantrum. Just cannot figure that stuff out. Square can be a bunch of butt cheeks. It's quite different from round. Oh, thanks, Francis. Ashley, I'm wrapping with 16 gauge today, unless you were asking Rebel, which is, I don't know. What size are you using, Rebel? Ooh, Red Kel says, I'm willing to bet Wilbur Washington would host you at a campground here. Ooh. Yeah, right, Bev? And that's just the I dreamed a dream. Yeah. Um, oof. Okay. Sorry, I'm stretching my back again. Yoga break. But yeah, and so Randy and I've been dreaming dreams about, how much acreage we'd be able to get, and then like because I'm looking at properties like specifically actually in Scottsboro, Alabama to move to. Just I don't know why I looked at a map and I was like, where's the place that's equidistant between Chattanooga, Atlanta, and Huntsville, Alabama? That is near a river, near either state or national parks, and has a horse stable, and a Unitarian church. And so by whittling down our kind of what I was looking for, I found Scottsboro, or kind of roughly in that area, and it's right next to a pretty major river, so we'll be able to go kayaking. Um, and there's a horse stable like 30 minutes away, and it's 2.5 hours from Atlanta, but it's only like an hour and 15 minutes from Chattanooga, and it's only 45 minutes away from Huntsville, Alabama. So yeah. Onia asks, will we be having the moons on Etsy? We hope to. We're actually, our Etsy is pretty tapped out right now. Good news. Everybody who gets craft along kits, those are sitting on our porch waiting for the mailman to have not picked them up again today, even though we scheduled a pickup. So that's frustrating, but they'll be, the packages will be picked up. Hopefully, maybe today. Maybe he's just running behind. But usually he goes at like, I don't know. I don't know. My back hurts so bad I can't even finish a thought. What were we talking about? Who he talking to? Is that his brother or his cousin or? That's his cousin. Okay. um, yeah. Oh, Connie, I'm so excited about us getting to hopefully have Camp Craft along this year. We're still kind of looking at October 2020, like this October. Ooh, just getting closer and closer. But we're hoping that if this year goes well here in Missouri, then we'll be able to maybe have different events in different locations. And I think that would be really neat. And that way, if people aren't able to travel, we can get closer into your neck of the woods because it might be easier for us to travel. Aside from being near the locations you want, the Pacific Northwest would be perfect for y'all, right? And that's honestly, we're giving it 3 to 5 years as well before purchasing land because our niece Maddie will be like getting out of high school at that point, and we can kind of see where she thinks she might want to go and then go there because we're like, we don't care where it is, we just want to be around you. She did, Sarah. Oh my god, her little baby. It's making my ovaries act up. But then she talks about how it's just the baby's just starting to let her sleep through the night, and I'm like, oh yeah, no. I really like sleeping. Rebel says, have you thought of England? For visiting, yes. For teaching in, yes. For moving to, I really want to be around Maddie. Like, she's our family. And so it's, I just need to be around her. Like, I love that child more than is reasonable. So I think we're going to end up wherever she feels like going. Ooh, all right on. Connie says, I've been wire wrapping a wish I picked up at the river by my house. That's really cool. My sister-in-law delivered 40 hours. She had her son literally 3 days after Anna did. Oh, goodness. Whew. I've never in my life done anything for 40 hours. Like, that's amazing. Like, is she and the baby okay? Like, did everything come out? Did it all come out good? Like, Bev says, if I could move to America, I would. You guys have so much more choice for shopping crafty stuff than here. I may just be shopping in the wrong places, though. All right on. Yeah, I don't know. Shipping rates. We paid $17 per package for shipping to Australia this month. So I don't know if it's like that for y'all to ship to us, but I'm like, ooh wee, this is rough. This is getting rough. Just a bit tired though. Yeah, I'd be tired. Though, not gonna lie, parenting really seems like you get to be tired for the next 18 to 20 years. Ooh, to check our land auctions when the time comes. Right on. I didn't think of that, Francis, to check out land auctions. Ooh. Kind of want to do a third rotation and multiply that by the number of minions. So what have y'all been up to today? Sorry for the loud heater. Stuttering for my exam on Monday. Good luck to you. Being a bum. Nice. It's a good day for that. What day is it? It's Saturday. Okay. Hey, Renee. Being sick and sorting my beads. Oof. Currently wire wrapping and crafting. Right on. That's a good way to spend your time being sick. Ooh, templates out of clay for clay. Right on, Athena. Bye, Mew Mews. Thanks for stopping in. We'll see you around. Oof, have a good day at work. But yeah, I really like. Oh, hey, kitty. How's it going? Yeah. Did I touch your butt wrong? Yeah, I touched it wrong. I think I'm gonna make rabbit pie this evening. Oof. Hey, pretty cutie. Yeah, just getting little bits and baubles made. Kitty. Kitty break. Callie's doing great. She is a rambunctious little monster, but I love her. Ooh, a wooden button. I think that classes is upcycling. So, oh, I still have to get a video edited. Tomorrow's tutorial is actually going to be about posting Instagram, like how I do like my pictures for Instagram and stuff. And then next week, we're going to be the tutorial for how I made this, which is the same technique for these guys, just doing that kind of border. And so I'm going to be posting the sneaky peeky tutorial for that probably later today here on YouTube. But we'll send like a private link, it'll be unlisted. So if you guys want to craft along with it to send in pictures of your work to be featured in the public release of the tutorial, that would be really cool. I can't actually remember if I edited. Did I? What am I doing with my life? Did I even record this? Oh no. I need to check something real quick. Like, was that a dream? Did I do my job? Oh no. Oh, I hope that I did, because that's gonna suck. I don't feel like making that again. I did. Okay. Everything is okay. Oh, mercy. Goodness. Well, thank you guys. I'm glad that you guys like it. I love it. I love that concept. It came out a little bit more egg-shaped than I had wanted, but that should be okay. Should do the tree of life with the phases of the moon and resin, and I thought that would be like a cool thing to do. Like, I'm with you on that, Sarah. We need to do that. Like, it, because I was thinking if I could fill it in like with resin, or something. Like, I don't know. That'd be really neat. Because I was experimenting a little bit with filling them in, like here, and maybe if I don't know, like painted it a little bit, we could probably do layers of clear and then paint like the moon with acrylic and let it dry and then do another layer. That way it looks kind of like the moon. And then we could do the crescents tapering off. You can electroform the wood. I seal it with Mod Podge first, and then cover it in graphite, or more recently, I had gotten this stuff, which is a copper conductive paint. And this builds a little more rapidly. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Yeah, I really loved getting to make this one. So I'm hoping to have the moon kits ready for, what month is it? For March's craft along kits. And then in April we're gonna do some of these seed of life like mandala flowers. Can you do moon phases on the wood moon cab? We probably could, instead of cutting them out, just engrave it or cut them out specifically, but it's really hard in Inkscape for me to figure out how to make this crescent part. Like, I actually drew that in paint first, which might actually be where I do the moves. I need to get better at existing, I think. Jeez. Here comes the dogs. And the mailman still has not stolen my mail or gone up yet. Oh, somebody broke into our van in our driveway. So that's great. They didn't take the GPS, and we didn't really have anything valuable out there, except for they took all of the phone chargers, um, the little USB like plug into the cigarette lighter thingies, um, the cassette to aux like adapter, the dashboard mount for the phone. They left the GPS and like our sunglasses and my rocks because there were just rocks that I found in the river with Maddie that I wanted. Um, they took our bicycle pump. They didn't take our jumper cables, which I was really grateful for that. But I don't know, I just felt really like violated. Yeah, no, straight up, Bev. We're so glad that we did not have our show stuff in there. Um, yeah, and I'm like, really? You're gonna get this much bad karma for a bicycle pump? And we're pretty sure it was like a kid or a teenager or something because it's like they took rain. Okay, sorry, the app crashed. Tanya says that's terrifying. Your house could be next. Fortunately, Sam and Z going ballistic every time like somebody walks like up the sidewalk to the house. Keeps I think that has kept us from getting broken into because they're both like 50-pound dogs and they do bark quite viciously. Um, whenever like if we open the door or if somebody's like standing there at the door, like it was so bad that like the Jehovah's Witnesses stopped coming. um Z do not act friendly to other people, and most of the time I'm like, oh god, and like mortified that they're so rude. But kind of glad that they're assholes because they keep the assholes out of the house. But Randy and I are doubling up on we're putting locks on the gates into the yard, like the backyard. And it's just, I don't, the balls of somebody to just open up the, because fortunately they didn't break a window. Like I think the clicker, like for locking the van, has gotten old. And so it just didn't lock. Because Randy, like, just he's a creature of habit. He always, boop boop, like gets it to like beep before we go inside. Um, but it must have just not registered, I guess. But sorry, excuse me. Um, thanks, guys. Thanks, Bev. Um, the balls of somebody to just open up the door and like rummage, like they pulled everything out of the glove box and all sorts of stuff, and I was like, I don't trust you to not come rummaging through my yard. Or and I don't know if it was, we have a couple of new neighbors, and I don't know if one of them was just like, let's go rob everybody, or if it was somebody from not our neighborhood. Like, I'm just all kinds of paranoid about we didn't, Red Kell, we didn't file a report. Um Probably should have, but there was like 2 days that whoo, Rebel says, yikes, several bins just took off down the road in the gales. The storm is really taking hold here now. No light, windy weather. Yeah. And so it's, I don't know, renewed our motivation to get out into the country where, I don't know, maybe we'll just shoot people when they come onto our property. Like, I don't know. Um, well, and that's the thing, Renee, is that since no windows were broken on the van, and they literally, like, the most expensive thing that they took was the bicycle pump, which is like $15 at Walmart. So I don't know. It could have been much worse, and I'm very grateful that it wasn't. But we are manually locking our doors from now on. Yeah, they stopped at the car. Hmm. I didn't really know what to make. Like my back hurts so bad. Like I'm not gonna lie, I can't even think. Ooh, Sea Kitty says my mom had an experience yesterday morning. She saw a car pull into our driveway, and when someone got out and walked towards her car, she can turn her car on remotely. Now I'm just here hanging on the edge of my seat. I'm like, what happened? Ah, it's all right, Bev. It's nowhere near like the really Sea Kitty. She walked out, and the guy got back in the car and started to drive away. Oof. Yeah. No, that's just. I loathe a thief, and it's frustrating because there's no like vengeance or I don't know, like not to be like I'm out for blood, but it's like it'd be really nice if people just didn't do that. I guess. So she went in and got the gun. Yep. But he was gone when she got back outside. I think I'm just gonna sit and chill and Q&A with you guys a bit. For like I can't like Randy does. He has a 30-30 rifle that he inherited from his grandpa. That we both know how to shoot, and we both know where the bullets are. And we're country folk. Like, what do you do if a coyote's getting like attacking your dogs? Like, just the sound of a gunshot going off can do so much to 30 to 50 wild hogs. But like in all seriousness, whenever you live out in the country the way that we did for so long, like you cannot wait for the cops to show up if somebody's breaking into your home or if there's something going on, usually with wild animals. To just have something loud noise to deter. um we more often than not it got used doing mercy killings on roadkill. um but it's like a deer got hit in front of our house, and do we go out there and put it out of its misery, or do we listen to it making its like death screams and stuff until nature takes its course? So um it's a country folk thing, I guess. I don't know. I felt like it's a tool. It's very practical. Now his dad and his brother are super crazy into like all sorts of gun stuff that I don't understand. Like, to me, like guns are a tool, but like they're loud and bullets are more expensive than I'd like them to be. I love archery, but lived in the country. A coyote attacked my golden on 3 a.m. right in the driveway. Yeah, and it's once you've spent a day or two out shooting cans in your yard, um, most of the wildlife just stays away. But and that's the thing, Metatron, is I'm not either. Like I don't enjoy like the way that they smell, like the way that they sound, but I don't get all like goosebumpy over my lawnmower either, but I do like having a lawnmower. Um yeah, no, it's the worst, Bev. So yeah. Oof. I just had a vision of you staring down a burglar with a bow and pointing arrows in their face. No, and that's the thing with the 30-30 that we have, is it is a lever action. I tell you what, that noise will make you shit your britches if you're in the wrong house. Like it's that like not the but just that loading noise. Like we wouldn't even have to have bullets. Between that and the dogs barking, I don't think anybody will break into our house. And that's we hunt as well. So or did when we lived out in Elora. I think it was technically poaching, but we were hungry. Like that was some Robin Hood shit. So Ashley says I can't get motivated. That's fair. I don't grudge people having guns though. Assault rifles are a different story. Yeah, and that's the thing, is I'm like I cannot judge people's frivolous hobbies. I mean, y'all have met me, but I'm just like I'm not gonna make somebody justify themselves to me because I can't change the rules or anything anyway. But I'm like, really? Do you need that assault rifle? Do you need 5 of them? Really? Like, I don't know. But if it's your hobby, like Randy's dad collects antique guns. So he's got like an old Tommy gun from like legit from like the or like late 20s or early 30s. And I was like, he paid like $900 for it. And I was like, okay. But again, here I am with like beads. So we all have our hobbies. I just don't feel like mine kill as many people. But they could. They could. Yeah, I've got like blowtorches and shit. Like choke somebody out with a charging cable. So I'm not about to get into that uh debate. Gotta have the assault rifle for that deer who was sporting Kevlar. Yeah, right on, Sarah. And it's like, I don't know. I have a pistol crossbow, so I have no room to talk or be like, oh, that's a weird thing to spend your money on. Because I'm here and I'm like, it's a crossbow that has a pistol hilt. I was like, I can use that for cosplay. So, yeah, no, and so, yeah, it's just. Yeah, it's kind of the thing, Tanya. Be right back. Gotta fix the door. But no, Randy and I were out shooting a paper plate as targets in the backyard, and I lost two of the three bolts. Randy found one of them. It had gone through the straw bale and into the ground, like 3 feet behind it. And I was like, so I think we're gonna wait to go to the range for that. Right, Red Kell? Swords and daggers, a lot of fun. But no, I'm really interested in mounted archery here lately. I still haven't heard back from the from either of the stables. Well, okay, so I heard back from the Springfield Riding Club, and I totally do not regret. Right on, Sarah. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Um, what was I talking? Sorry, it's I can't keep a thought straight today. I think it should be an Olympic sport, horse archery. I think it is. They at least do have international, um, like tournaments and stuff for it. I don't know if it's like, every 4 years, like is it every 4 years Olympic stuff, but yeah, the horse archery. I've heard back from the Springfield Pony Club, Saddle Club, something. I don't know. Like it's a stable in Springfield, and they sent me an application, and I filled out the application, and then sent that in, and then I haven't heard back, and I was like, because I was really hoping that that I would be able to hear back any kind of equestrian based sport. Mad respect, fam. And that's the thing is I don't even know how to ride horses, and I'm terrible at archery. But it's I don't know, I've been watching a lot of videos of other people doing it on YouTube, and I think it's very cool um to just watch and to kind of see people like that's cool. Like to me, I'm like that is really cool. And so again, I can't get judgy on other people's hobbies when I'm like, I want to ride a horse and shoot with an arrow. Like, so, are you serious about it and not just a whim? Give them a call back 2 weeks from sending the application in. I think that's a really good idea, Tanya. And it's like I just didn't want to like write them about it. Sorry, that was a horse joke. Hey, Teresa. Beth says, I used to play horse ball. You have to hang off the horse sideways to grab the ball off the ground a lot of the time. So much fun. Holy crap, that sounds intense. You got me, Red Girl. What happened? The man I've been in love with for the last 7 years finally admitted to me this last Tuesday. He's been having an affair. Oh my god, for the last 2.5 years. Oh, Michelle, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry that you're having to go through that. Right? Tanya. Oh my god. Sorry, I just dumped a whole bunch of coffee down my titties. Um sorry. Oof. I gotta stretch for just a minute. I've got like coffee everywhere. I'm really hoping that this just goes away. Jeez. What should we make next, you guys? Let's make the wire wrapped necklace bases for the right? It's it's like I have a Charlie horse, Sarah, and this muscle right there, like very specifically. And I think what happens is I sleep with like my arm up and like twisted underneath me. And I think I just slept like on my arm like this. And now this is like constantly Charlie horsing. Um, so that's a thing. Beep boop. Ooh, yeah, Ashley. Now, back to Ashley, you were talking about feeling unmotivated. Heating pad or hot water bottle for 10 to 20 minutes. I had a hot water bottle on it earlier. So I survived a foray into resin casting. What did you make, Gary? Yeah. Ooh, I'll have to check that out. I was peeking around in the main channel on Discord earlier, but I'm still not very good at using Discord. I think I might actually have a bath, Sarah, because I've got some lavender scented Epsom salts up there and some more of those bath bombs left over from, or they're bath truffles actually, from the Enchanted Oak. I need to get more. I've been hoarding them because I don't want to use them up, and it's like, or I could just use them and then buy more because they're affordably priced. Do you guys want to see a thing that kind of by random happenstance stumbled into our lap? Um, we have these friends, Nick and Melissa with Radiant Gray. They're artists based out of near St. Louis, and we're patrons of theirs and have been patrons for a minute, and we're in their custom commission tier, and we just kept not collecting because I was like, I couldn't figure out what I wanted. um so they contacted me and they were like, hey, we're opening up a line of like sketches, what do you want? We owe you some stuff, what do you want? And I was like, oh, draw a picture of my big dumb face. And so they did. And they drew a picture of me and they're putting it up for sale on their website eventually. But I wanted to give you guys some sneaky peekies because this is just phenomenal. Like, I love it so much. Um, and gosh, I need to find if Midge's Cakes had done a really cool picture of my big dumb face. And I need to see if she's selling prints of it or what's up with that. But yeah, I was really excited to see kind of like they did like a little menagerie of like a bunch of my different costumes and makeup looks and stuff. So I was like, it's so cute. But yeah. But they'll be putting that up for sale soon, and we're going to be running like a little bit of a promotional campaign, just to help them out if we can, because they're really good. Like, they're really good people. We're really blessed. Like, there's not a one of y'all that if you guys have something going on that we wouldn't love to try to help you promote. Right? They made me look so, like, not bitter and in pain. So, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's Michelle, my best hope for you is that we can provide a numbing distraction. But I'm at a loss of how to be helpful to you. I hope that you're able to get through this and come out stronger on the other side. Oh, thanks, Misty. Okay, so what beads am I going to use? I think I have just the thing. So let's come over here. Field trip. So we have some of these beads. There's some nice blue ones in there. Ooh, and if I were doing a different metal tone, I could use those ones. Ooh, we have not those ones. None in that one. What about this one? Those ones are a little too big, I think. Excuse me. Some nice little. They're 4mm round and a light blue. I'll use some of those. So yes, I go shopping in my bead stash. Ooh, Sarah says, so taking care of my aunt's chickens has been an adventure. They're greedy little dinosaurs. But I love them. That is 100%, that is 100% chickens in a nutshell. Greedy little dinosaurs. Yeah, they think of no one other than themselves. But they're very straightforward about it. Yeah, I think some of those colors are going to be nice. Let's see. No, that's a bunch of metal. Oh, some opalite in there, but for the most part, not what I'm looking for. If I were my beads, what in the heck would I have done with myself? Sorely tempted to use some of those bad boys. Right on, Aisha. They each have their own personality. I don't know what anyone says about how brainless they are. Yeah. Well. Every living creature is similar in that there's assholes everywhere. Some of them happen to be chickens. Okay. So I am actually going to run to the restroom. I'll be right back. cookie dough? Okay, so I am using, gosh, these cover trays for, like, the covers for these trays are life-changing. Like, with this flocked material, I've never been able to keep these, like, anything less than, like, looking just neglected. But now it's like, if I wanted to tidy it up, I could go through with a little bit of masking tape, but for the most part, it's good to go. And now I can line up the stuff for all 3 necklaces at the same time. So I think I'm going to be putting these on wire. Right on, I have to check that out. I like ice cream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hid my head down by a stream, and there I have the strangest dream. Hey, friend. Lydian, spring that grows briar and spring's new clothes, briar Okay, so I'm gonna do a few more of this 6mm blue kind of color shifty. Boop, boop, boop. And boop, boop, boop. And I want to dig and see, I think I have some bone or pale wooden beads somewhere that I'm going to use as spacers, because I don't want this to be too metal heavy. Beads, right. Oh, those are too dark. Okay, where's my bone beads at? Do I not? Well, what the heck? I guess I put them all into crap boxes. Shit. Sorry guys, I'm rummaging. Give me a sec to try to find. Yeah, no. Holy cow. Oh, there they are. Look in front of me. Still no man. water is wide, I can't swim, and neither have I wings to fly. The mailman. Now these we got from Firemount Gems like years ago when they were on some sort of like clearance or something. And what's the difference between those and those? Okay. These apparently 2.5 millimeter, and these are 3 millimeter. So brace yourselves. It's probably gonna get loud if the dogs register that the mailman's here, which is fantastic. Which means y'all's packages are going out in the mail today instead of 2 days from now. Water is wide, I can't swim, and neither have I wings to fly. Build me a boat that can carry two. Uh-oh. I've just been doing the wrong size. I don't even know if it registers. I leaned my back against him, thinking it was the strongest tree. Man, Michelle, my heart's just hurting for you. Like, there's no words to ease that. Except for I hope you know it's okay to be mad. It's okay to be hurt, to cry, to scream, to feel what you're feeling. Did he steal our totes? I'll be right back, you guys. So your packages are still on the front porch. Mm-hmm. He's probably going to come around and pick the packages up at the end of his route, is what I'm telling myself. Okay, so now let's take a look at this. I like the way that bone is looking. Ooh, so who is a good source for resin molds? I'm guessing eventually I'll get into making my own. There are a lot of really cool ones on Etsy. Like, I don't know if it's Gaia Creations or Gia Creations, but it's like GEA Creations. That make some really cool molds. Especially of like crystals and stuff. So much of it depends on what you're looking for, like what you want to make molds of, and then what your eventual application of them will be. Yeah, there's a lot of people making their own on Etsy. And I like Amazon for a lot of stuff. You can get a lot of very inexpensive ones on AliExpress, but they take, no joke, slow boat from China. It takes forever, like a month and a half sometimes for stuff to arrive. Um, but if you just want to experiment and see if you like that shape or see how something sells, it can be much more affordable to purchase a couple of, pre-made molds than to try to make your own and put all that time and material investment and then be like, oh, I really hate that shape anyways. Right on, Sea Kitty. Well, good luck again studying. Bev says I got most of mine on Etsy, but I'm going to be making my own soon, trying to figure out a cheaper solution to the molding rubber stuff. Now, I am going to say, the mold compound is one of the aspects of crafting that it's worth investing in the quality, because that's going to be directly represented in how your final product comes out, as well as, oh, and I broke that one. You could save technically, $10 to sometimes $50 on your mold compound, but sometimes with the less expensive option, it may be an instance where you get a single or 2 times use mold before it starts cracking or peeling or leaving a matte surface instead of a shiny one. Whereas spending, $30 on a kit of umu, I've been able to get, 50 to 75 castings out of many of our molds. So you end up, it's more on the front end, but you end up saving money by investing a little bit more there on the front end. Yeah, because I've actually found that the cheap, like super duper cheapo molds that you're not going to be like, if you make it out of like silicone caulking or like hot glue, those work much better with clay than what they do with resin, because with resin it actually like heats up, which can be pretty hard on some of the mold compounds. Bye, Sarah. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry, I feel like I'm not my usual chipper self today, but chronic pain is no kidding. Like, it's no joke. It's kicking my butt today. Just having my back hurt, and this is day 1 of it hurting, so I don't know how my friends with like fibromyalgia or chronic conditions, I don't know how y'all keep it together. Like, my hat goes off to you. Y'all are troopers. Yeah, I don't really like that. I'm going to do a wrapped loop instead, I think. Alexandria says you learn to deal with it day in and day out. Yeah. No, I'm not cut out for this, you guys. I don't want to have to be a trooper. Gary says we don't. We just fake it really good. Oof. Well, y'all inspire me to buck up and stop being such a whiner about it. Oh, I'm not sure what you mean, Anne. Says heard y'all heading today. Compartmentalizations. That's a difficult word. Just doing a little wrapped link. Yeah. Ouch! Well, nothing like pain to distract from pain. And wire snips. Compartmentalize. Gotcha. I'm actually just going to, instead of keeping this tray open, I'm just going to take a pinch. Because some of these fit onto my 18 gauge wire and some of them don't. And I find that if I get like complaining, it just puts my focus even more on the thing that I'm complaining about. So I'm just going to breathe through it and keep on keeping on. So Q&A time. Do you guys have any questions, work related or otherwise, that I can answer for you here while you've got me? So you can smack your thumb with a hammer and then you don't think about your back hurting. Don't actually do it. But no joke though, it works. Gotcha, Redco. And there's a difference too between venting and just bitching and moaning, and I feel like I bitch and moan. Oops. Oh, I'm glad that didn't mess up all my beads. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to cut 5 lengths. 2, 3. Just joined in. What are we up to? Hey, Jamie. I am making some crescent moon necklaces for our upcoming auction as well as booth inventory. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right, Connie? Oh, I forgot I had half a cup of coffee here. And so now, like, actually, one day when I'm not distracted and, like, not hurting, gotcha, Gary. Thanks, Jamie. But I want to sit down and actually time myself on the time difference between making one full unit and doing, like, how I'm about to do here. I think I showed in the donut, wire wrapped donut tutorial of just, because I spend a lot of time sitting down and picking up pliers. Titanium parawire. Ooh, right, Connie? I love it. It has that nice, like, look of a nice, like, broken in silver. A little bit of oxidizing on it, but just enough that it kind of takes that too shiny sheen off of just the bright silver. Though I do like using them together too. Yeah, it's a fine edge to ride though. Staying positive in the face of existing. So there's one. Misty says, I love the titanium. I'm working with it right now. Right on. Ooh. Hey, Yvonne. She says, a friend of mine got the hematite parawire. Ooh, yeah, it is like gunmetal. It's the hematite, titanium, and silver. Probably my 3 favorites to use together. You can just get some really cool, like, dark, pieces going like that. Very, very chic. For everyone with cats and Yvonne, how do y'all keep your cats from playing with your wires when you're wire weaving and wrapping? I get them nice and high on some catnip and give them a different toy. And sometimes I'll just sacrifice some wire to them, like pull off like 2 or 3 feet of like a 24 gauge and ball it up kind of loose, and then toss it. And they'll just chase it. Um, so it's but it's worth it. Be positive, be present in the moment. Thank you. I need those reminders. There you go, mailman. Looks like he gonna take our packages. He drove the truck right up. Also keeping, I think Walmart has like a $4 or $5 mouse-shaped red laser pointer. That can come in really handy. You just run the cat till they're tired. But it's choose your battles. I give up immediately because I've never once won a battle with my cat. Or if it's something where it's like they're trying to actually eat the wire and they're going to hurt themselves. Some folks may disagree with me, but I think it's important to, like, I keep squirt bottles in almost every room of the house, both for craft, plant, and cat causes. Like, because it's, if the cat's chewing on a plant and it's not going to kill the cat, but it's going to hurt it, like, because I've got some plants that aren't poisonous, but they're a little toxic. Like, they'll make the cat throw up if she eats too much. So I just squirt her with a squirt bottle, and I make the Caesar Milan noise. And so they built up. It only takes a few times, but if you make that noise when you squirt the squirt bottle, then it gets to the point that you don't even have to have the bottle. You can just make the noise and they'll run. But it's discipline is healthy, I think, because it's our jobs as people who are caretakers to our animals to keep them from getting in trouble. You know, whether it's choking on some wire or what. So it's and so by disciplining if I have to, but you catch more cats with tuna than you do with a squirt bottle. So it's easier to get the cat to just willingly be like, oh, this is more interesting. Welcome to parenting. Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine squirting a child with a squirt bottle and making the Caesar Milan noise being as effective with a human. That's a little too advanced for me. Be careful though, cats have memories. I'd rather my cat exact vengeance upon me than get sick or hurt itself. Like, I'm if I have a problem animal or an animal that's going through some struggles and, you know, is just trying to get its life together, I would rather the cat not be my friend but be alive and well, because then I'm not going to be cruel. You know, it's like very rarely, like, I've never, like, if this is the cat, I'm not squirting the cat. It's like I'll squirt like over here. It's just enough that the cat will be like, ah, shit, and like run. And, you know, it's a deterrent, I'm not waterboarding my cat to keep it out of my plants. Gotcha, Jamie. Yeah, and whenever I've got my nieces and nephews around and stuff, I sacrifice a project to them. If I'm working with polymer clay, you bet your butt cheeks I've got some Play-Doh there for them to use as well. Randy? Who you been talking to this whole time? Oh, how's he doing? All right on. Okay, that one doesn't fit. So in today's episode of Does It Fit? None of them fit. How's it going? Did he take our totes?
Yeah.
Is he bringing them back? Thank you for getting the mail. Mine is still like that and he's 13. My back's killing me.
Want me to refresh your water bottle?
Would you? What's up? Oh, hey, Saber. Said not one person said hello to me. I'm sorry. Oh, calm down, puppy. Snort, does it fit? No, it's okay. So this is a callback to, gosh, maybe 2 years ago. We were doing this in a live stream. We were making jewelry, and I was like, "Does it fit?" And because I was trying to find, I think like a garnet, probably either a garnet or an amethyst, just trying to find one that fits on my stinking wire.
Today's episode of Will It Fit?
Yeah, and so on today's episode of Will It Fit? Spooky kitty, right? Bless Randy's beautiful butt cheeks. She's making me a hot water bottle. Yeah, no, if ever, I'm not, and I don't think any of y'all are the type of person to actively ignore somebody. So if somebody's comments aren't getting seen, please don't take it personally. Just keep being like, hey, hey. Nah, Gary. This, I told YouTube specifically, my channel is not for children. And I don't think I've ever pretended to be family friendly or anything like that. I don't know. You're never going to hear anything worse out of my mouth than what you might have heard riding a public school bus is kind of the censorship guidelines. I thought you were talking to Garrett. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, sometimes if I'm having trouble fitting onto the wire, I could just hear voices. I couldn't understand what you were saying.
That's an invasion of privacy.
I'll invade your privacy.
I don't know what that means.
Red kill. And every intentional is only 40 people. Your comments get lost easy with just this many. For all leave streams get 400 sometimes. Yeah. No, so we've been very blessed with success, but it's been a little bit more than we can handle most of the time. Bye, Saber. Have a good day, I guess. What time is it? Good night? Night. I'm just gonna say that to everybody from now on. Doesn't matter what time of day. Be like, night. Nope. It's there to remind me to reorder it. You know, because I'm hoarding. Huh? Oh, not much. Bitching and moaning about my back hurting. Bev says, you do know I'd happily make cabs for you, right? Yeah, and we'll keep that in mind, Bev. Huh?
Oh. So don't offer it because
we just might take you up on it. Woo-wee. Sorry, I'm stretching again. Yeah, it's just the longer I sit without moving, the worse it gets. Okay. Woo-wee. Okay. Yeah, straight up, Bev. Make some to sell. I'm on an Etsy shop. Like we sell way more materials and stuff than we do than like actual jewelry. Because for every one person who wants to buy a necklace, there's like 10 people who want to make it. So, and then you can still make the necklace to sell. So it's pretty cool. I think I want to let you guys go. I've got to go. I'm going to go take a hot bath or something. Yeah, Randy's making me a hot water bottle. But I think I need to just go figure my life out. This is hurting me pretty bad. I will be fine when I open up cabs are on the list. Right on. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And thanks, Gary. And look forward to seeing y'all in tomorrow's tutorial and over in Discord. And right on, Connie. Yeah, we're gonna do like an alternate ice and heat and see what helps. But I just want to be able to breathe again. Like I can't even take a full deep breath without. Might have been from playing my flute, actually. That's no good at all. But yeah, we'll see you guys in our next video. And until then, happy crafting. Bye.